Hey girls, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a battle of the Bperfect palette in collaboration with Stacey Marie, the Carnival palette XL Pro, and then we have the James Charles palette with Morphe. And I'm not going to tell you which one is on which eye. Which one do you think it is? Comment down below which eye you think is the James Charles and which eye you think is the Stacey Marie. Let me know. And I don't know, you're gonna be kind of chic. You're gonna be kind of chic, sis. Let me know what you think of this eye look. Is it too much? Would you wear it? Is it nice? Like, sis, am I slaying? I hope you enjoyed this video, and let's get into the video, girl. Come on, come along. Let's have some fun, see? This is my second time filming this video. The first time went horribly wrong. I'm gonna recreate the look I did the first time because it was a nice look, but something went wrong. So I'm gonna do this again, but switch up the order of the colors. I'm gonna do the James Charles on this eye and then Stacey Marie on this eye. I'm first going to go in with the shade Escape, which is a dark purple. Because this purple is very dark in comparison to the purple in the Stacey Marie palette, I'm going to apply some of the shade Single to try and lighten it just a little. Okay, so now that shadow is applied, I'm going to go in with the shade Just Kidding, which is a true red. I feel like there's still quite a harsh line between the purple and the red. I'm going to try and go in with the shade Rusted to try and blend that out further. Rusted is really not doing anything for me, so I'm going to try and go into Love That, which is like a burgundy dark purple shade. I feel like this is as good as it's gonna get. I'm gonna go into the shade 518 and take that on the edge. And I'm gonna go back in with Just Kidding, just because I feel like I lost some of that redness in there as well. Okay, that's looking a lot better. So I'm gonna leave it there, clean off my brushes, and do the same on this side. In the Stacey Marie palette, I'm gonna go in with the purple that's called Wasted. It's a really nice purple. Already you can see that there's a huge difference in the purples that are being used. And this purple is coming off a lot more vibrant, and the color isn't changing to like a dark plum almost. I would say this is becoming like a dark plum, and this is staying purple at the moment. But we'll see what it looks like after I blend the red on top. I just love this purple. I could just keep going and going and going. It's really nice. Okay, now here's the real test. I'm gonna go in with the shade Inferno and put that along the edges of Wasted. You can see the difference already between the brightness in Wasted and Inferno here, and Escape, Single, Rusted, Love That, and Just Kidding here. But anyways, I'm gonna go into the shade Influence from Stacey Marie, like I did with this side, and put that in between Inferno and Wasted to blend the two. Now that's done, just to give that sort of same yellowish aura to this eye, I'm gonna go in with Keen, which is the yellow in this palette, just to balance out both eyes. I would say that so far, now we've reached the same level on both sides. Stacey Marie is a lot more pigmented and the colors blend really nicely together. I don't know why when you apply these shadows, the colors alter and they blend well together, I would say, but the colors change so much. This is the purple that I applied to my lid, and that's the color it turned into after blending it out with Inferno. And I didn't bring Inferno down here. I put it on the edges, so I didn't know why this is all changed into like that dark purple. Whereas the purple has still remained the same from when I applied it with the Stacey Marie palette. You can see it sort of stayed the same, a lot more than the James Charles did. That's something to note already. Now I'm going to cut my crease and apply the main lid shade. The cut creases are done for the most part. I am aware that this one went a bit haywire because I think I got some bait on my eyelashes, so when I looked up, it transferred all the way up here. But it's nothing I can't fix. This cut crease came out really nice though. I'm going to take the shade Acapella from the James Charles palette and put this on my lid. I always apply my shimmers with my finger and then I go in with a brush afterward. Okay, so that applied really nicely. There is one tiny speck of fallout here, but no biggie. And because I didn't do my foundation first, I'm not stressed about it. I'm not pressed, so I'm gonna go in and apply the purple Escape, mixing it with Single, just to blend that in together. The next step is to take the same Escape and Single and define the cut crease. Now I'm going to do the same on this side, except I'm going to use the shade Back Chat. This is what this shade looks like. Now that's on, I'm gonna go into this. I'm gonna do the same step, go into the shade Wasted and blend that in. And again, going in with the shade Wasted to define the cut crease. Now that's done, I'm gonna do the rest of my face and then we'll be back to discuss my final thoughts on both palettes. Period. I know I look crazy because last time when I left you guys, I had just done my eyes and my eyebrows. But anyways, we're gonna get into the lower lash line. Okay, we're gonna go in with Funky on the lower lash line, on the Stacey Marie side. So Funky. I'm now going in the shade In Lust, which is actually a really beautiful shade, and just dragging that under the pink. I'm gonna go in with the shade Skip from the James Charles palette. And now I'm gonna go in with the shade Love That under the shade Skip. So this is the finished look. If I come closer, you can see that I had a bit of fallout from the pink shade that I used, Skip from the James Charles palette. And you can also see that the blues that I applied on my eyelid, they're two different formulas. So this is a more glittery formula, so it was a little bit harder to apply, but this was really soft and crumbly. The first time I applied it, it fell and got lodged in the wrinkles under my eye. I can insert that footage for you guys to see. I did get some fallout under my eye right here. It blended a lot nicer this time round. Last time it was a whole mess. On here, I applied the purple and it almost turned black. And I was like, what the actual heck, okay? And then I tried to blend it and it just wasn't, the colors just were not mixing together the way they were supposed to. The shades aren't popping as much as the shades on this side are. And what I will say is also on the Stacey Marie side is that the purple blended nicely here, but it left me a really weird patch right here. And I can't quite tell if the same thing happened with the James Charles. You guys can let me know. I don't think that happened on the James Charles side, but you do have to sacrifice your pigmentation, because when you look at both of these, this eye is way more pigmented than this eye. So after doing some intense, well, nothing really intense, I was just doing some maths, you get 40 40 eyeshadow colors in this palette and 3 highlighters, okay? And in the James Charles palette, you also get 40 eyeshadows, but no real highlighters. I mean, you could use the color Face as a highlighter, but that's not really gonna highlight me. I mean, maybe if I put some on my nose, you can see, like, it's not bad, but I wouldn't use it as a highlighter personally. So out of these 2 palettes, this is £42, and if I remember correctly, I feel like I paid £35 for the James Charles palette. I don't remember, but what I would say is that James Charles palette comes out cheaper because you can use a 10% discount code. Either I use edges from Jackie Aina because I'm petty like that. The Bperfect palette, you're paying the full price. I haven't come across a discount code that you can get for this, and I would happily pay this again. Just looking at the color payoff, you can see the differences. I would say what's really nice, the James Charles palette has nice shimmers, but the mattes were a bit difficult to work with. Like, the colors changed way too drastically when I mixed them together, when I tried to blend them together. But all in all, they both came out pretty good. But if I had to buy one, and I would recommend one, definitely the Bperfect palette. Get that one, the Stacey Marie collaboration, not the James Charles one. Sorry, James. I mean, it's good, but I think it's a bit overrated. I think it's a bit overrated. I mean, I've had it for a while, and I've done a bunch of looks with it already. I can pop them up on screen for you guys. But I feel like the Bperfect palette has more unique shades inside, and I feel like the shades are a lot more pigmented. As a woman of color, as a black girl, I prefer using the Bperfect palette because the shades are a lot more rich and they're not as chalky as well, and I really like that, just the richness of the shades. The James Charles palette, you can see it looks kind of washed out, even though I use the same base, the Peely Wease base in the shade 0. I use the same base on both eyes, but it's just coming out not as vibrant as this eye. And also just a little bit of fallout on my cheek. You can see like the pink here. Usually that doesn't bother me. I can get rid of it pretty easy. But yeah, so I guess at the end of the day, I would definitely recommend this. In the battle of the palettes, the Bperfect Carnival palette beat the James Charles palette. Let me just get closer for you guys just to look at my eyes. Don't look at the lashes. We've established that those are not on properly, but yeah, I do like my eye look. I 100% like it. It took a while. Oh, child. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know which side you prefer and which palette you would get, or if you have either of these palettes. And I'll make sure there's no lip gloss on my teeth. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye. Period.